Today, I'm going to give you 5 tips to help you make it through your remodel project. And if you haven't started a remodel yet, but one is on the horizon, stick around because these tips will give you a head start and help prevent a lot of headaches along the way. So the first thing you got to understand is that your timeline is probably wrong. I love HGTV as much as the next guy, but one of the things that they often fail to show you are the 40 people working on everything behind the scenes. Chip and Joe aren't remodeling 10 houses in 10 weeks by themselves. So the best thing that you can do is go ahead and just double your timeline. If you think that you can do a project in a weekend, plan for 2. If you think it'll take 3 months, plan on 6. Does this seem extreme? Well, maybe, but it's kind of a win-win if you think about it, because if you plan for 6 months and it only takes 4, you're going to be ecstatic. However, if you plan for 3 months and it takes 4, you're going to be frustrated. So take it from a guy that has remodeled almost every room in his house. Unless you're a pro, adjust your timeline. If you're in the middle of a remodel, you may have figured this out by now, but meals are kind of a mess during a major project, especially if it's the kitchen that you're remodeling. The best thing that you can do is plan on simple meals. It's very difficult and frustrating to have to stop installing laminate flooring, for example, and go start cooking a big home-cooked meal. We found things like the chicken Alfredo from Sam's is a great option. You just pop it in the oven for about an hour and it's ready. Crock-pot meals are also a good option. And don't forget, pizza is a simple go-to. Again, when you're in the thick of it, plan on simple meals or getting takeout. If takeout sounds more appealing, be sure and add that to your remodel budget because, like it or not, it's a cost that needs to be included. If you're remodeling your house and you haven't put a good dust solution in place, you need to get on that right now. There's lots of dust during a remodel, and although it's a mess on everything in the house, it's even more of a mess for your lungs and for your family's lungs. Get rolls of plastic and cover up doorways to the rooms that you're working in. You can even purchase door plastic that has a zipper, and then that makes it easier to go in and out between those rooms. I'll put a link to some that we like in the description below if you're interested. Another thing that you may not have thought about is that the return air filter for your HVAC system is going to plug up with dust way faster than normal. I would honestly check it probably once a week to keep good tabs on everything. As DIYers, the hardest thing for us to do is pay somebody else to do something. However, I want you to give it some serious consideration. If you're bogged down and frustrated in a project right now, this might be a great option for you. For example, I don't hire out a lot of things, but I also know I'm not great at plumbing. And if I'm completely honest, I don't particularly like it either. So sometimes on a bigger project, I have a plumber come in and handle some of that stuff. There's just something really nice about going to work, coming home, and all the plumbing's finished, and I can actually continue working on the part of the project that I'm better at. Is it cheaper? No, but I have a good plumber that does a good job, so it's worth it for me. If you've been working on a remodel project non-stop for more than a month or 2, you probably need to take a weekend off. This is me giving you permission. It's hard to do, but sometimes the best way to move the needle forward is to simply rest. Go on a date night, take a family day, and go do something fun. It doesn't have to be expensive. You can go to a state park, a museum, local pool, you can catch a movie. Do something to reward yourself for the hard work that you've put in. In the same way that you adjust your timeline for a project, be sure and allocate some extra funds for unforeseen costs that sneak up. They always rear their ugly head at some point, and it's nice to have a little bit of extra financial cushion when that time arises. Remodeling a room is a huge undertaking. Most people don't do it, but you're not most people. Instead of trying to watch the entire catalog of Netflix, you're challenging yourself in ways that most people could only dream of. As a DIYer, you like the challenge, but it's easy to bite off more than you can chew. So hopefully these tips will help provide you a little bit of light at the end of your shiplap tunnel.